Eh? Okay. Uga, ga, baka. Simu. I woke up late as fuck to. When did I wake up today? Okay, I didn't actually wake up early today. I just haven't done anything for like legitimately 3 hours. I think it's just because I got like woken up by something, so I've kind of just been, yeah. Never have that happen. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. Engine processing. Server. Monitor. Okay. I need sap plants. I also wanted resources, so I guess I'm gonna do a resource run where I also do perp shit. I should probably swear less casually. I know I've gotten sap plants. I guess there is a chance you don't actually get them from here. No, I don't think there is, because I feel like I made a bunch of bomb casings at some point to make those shrink bombs, so I presumably have gotten more than like a handful of sap plants, I feel. Which I feel implies on some level that I've gathered them rather than like getting them as quest rewards purely as quest rewards. I do that a lot where I swap two words. I swapped the order of this gives spider webs. That's good to know. Both of those guys got good butts. I think these will give a couple useless points each. This is the herb bathing spot, yeah? Yeah. IV. IV. Oh, this is a special mushroom. I really do only just need one sap plant. Equal time. Oh. Golden boat. Fine stomach. I think that's another account item, yeah? Yeah. I feel like the sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, guy. I kind of missed the point. I, I don't know why this popped into my brain, but like, I don't know. I feel like it's much more helpful to have a saying about how words are also harmful, rather than just physical violence. I feel like more people get confused on that point than the inverse. Is that a nothing statement? It's probably a nothing statement. Do you not get any flat plants here? Flat plants are like a normal ass job. There you go. I get a single sap plant from the desert while I was there? I know I did herb gathering in the desert. Is that where I got it from? Ah, might be up. I checked it might be out weird there. Ugh. So... Talked neither of the Great Jaggies out here. Unless he's hanging out together in 5, presumably. Unless they were like chasing me in R2. Okay, here's one of them. Oh, the other one shut up. Do you think the whole 2 monster limit thing was like... That is something that existed from the first game until... World, right? Do you think it was like they made sure it worked with 2 because they already had Yathi and Yathlos designed and knew they would want to do duo fights with them? Or do you think they could only get 2 to work, so they made a duo fight to at least do something with the fact that they can have multi-monster fights? Because I assume that, like, Lunasha Teosha was designed with the 2 monster limit in mind. But, like, you know, chicken egg sort of thing. Did they make sure there was at least a 2 monster limit because they wanted to do duo fights, or did they do duo fights because there was a 2 monster limit? I did that by accident, not gonna lie. I do want your stuff. Dude. Probably should sharpen. You said they're not valuable. I can just use them. It's kind of crazy that, like, I feel like Moga Woods the best, like, Moga Woods is a really good idea, I feel. And I'm shocked that the closest we've ever gotten to having a guide is Wold stuff, which just feels very different. Like, I'm shocked that did not become a common thing. I guess it's because 4 was kind of following. Ford was doing a bunch of, like, I don't remember, was 4 made by the portable team, or was it just, it was kind of adapting a bunch of more portable styled stuff into mainline? Because I do feel like the idea of, like, a dude. Okay. I guess Moga Woods feels like a very home console style idea, in a way. You know, like, a move away from the mission format feels like it would work better with on a console rather than portable, where a lot of the appeal is the idea that you can kind of just move onto a different thing. Why are our sap plants in this game? Yeah. That's up already. Oh, the water ones give sap plants. I'm stupid. I should probably eat while I'm talking. Hello. Sorry for dipping very soon after you joined last time. I realize I probably should have like tried to use the Twitch Yade thing, but I don't know how. I don't know the etiquette like, on that. So I don't know, it feels weird. Yep. Yeah. You need large base ones. Okay. This one will probably just straight craft. I might just pull up Launcher Hunter. The wiki probably has the weaponry. I don't want to. I always try to go for at least weapon completion. So I feel like I could keep that up here. There's at least one of these. I don't know why streaming always makes me so yawny. I assume it's just because, I don't know, talking. Yeah. I think I initiate streamer voice on some level, but I don't know how actually different it is. I don't know how streamer voice it is. I do that. When your cat tells me to ye blow up the Chade, I almost said the Chade World Center. Make sure to tell them they didn't ye build it. Okay. I want to check. Does the job? Okay, that's basically the same. The fuck? This gets torso up. Weird. Damn, the up would be nice. Softness is nice. We'll see. Went here because I wanted to do something. Oh yeah. That's probably better for now. That's the big one. I should get that guy. I wonder if... I don't actually know what the other special events do. I kind of just assume they all just give... There's more of that monster around. Like, I think that's what the Banhabara does. Well, the Banhabara one does. But I feel like it would be weird if only this one has a unique thing tied to it, other than just being there's more of the guys. So I'll grab this. Really, it's hard to tell if it's a special app that off to a distance. You don't really notice how big they are until you're trying to pay attention to how big they are. That one looked huge, but I don't think that was the special one. pretty sure there is a chance the big guys show up here, so I'm not really actually losing anything by checking what there's. Bit less thunderbugs and stuff to farm later. Oh, Rebecca. Wow. Ah. I get Jaggy. We'll just accidentally smack each other and we'll get a part break. That does a lot less damage than it does in Try. I should probably just armor stun my armor. I'm probably gonna stick with it at least for a bit. Yeah, I don't think there's really a Gunlance specific armor in this game until like Yaki Dios, which I assume is as Gunlance based as it usually is. I assume these are all Link's shops. Yeah. I do actually quite like having a Ashland. The shops and shoes losses. Those are actually quite nice Link shops. Oh. No? Not coming. Got the sharpen. It's still. I have starting the stream off with pretty low important stuff, and then just resource grinding, general grinding. I guess. That was a really good outcome. I got Headbreak on Great JIG and Quirpecco, I think? Plus random kill, which is nice for you, so I assume Quirpecco had a 2-7, right? I don't think Quirpecco ever goes to 6. Have I seen Quirpecco in 6? I don't think so. Okay, I did get Headbreak. I don't know how much part breaks actually matter in Mogo Woods because of the whole no quest rewards thing, but I assume it probably is part of what sparks the Hunter part rewards. I really don't get what. Do people fall for like stream bots often? Like if it worked, I feel like, you know, you'd see it. I guess it's just kind of like, yeah, if I feel like if buying that stuff was like really popular, and presumably like instead of selling botted views, they would just be botting themselves, being a popular chip streamer for money, you know? Fuck. Oh, the Mellinks are coming from Quirpecco. I forgot he can summon those. Bang. Nice. This cat hates Monster Hunter the Ultimate. Point and laugh at them. My cats have never really been all that interested in like looking at screens. The only times I can think about them doing that is I think Wally has done it a couple times where either while I'm doing cat cam they've looked at it and been confused by themselves being on the screen, or like years ago at this point there was a while when we had like cable again after not having it for a long time, and I was checking out Toonami, and I think it was Wally was really interested in an episode of Naruto that was randomly airing. I found that funny. You can tell I found it funny because like you remembered it for a couple years. Feels bad, man. I think they're probably 2 or 3. I kind of assume monsters can't flee in this the way they can in Walled. Yeah. That's a big one. That one's fucking huge. I have enough. Often. Get them. I'm pretty sure that's a fleet to 8, not 8, 6. One gun. Oh, no. There's the fire. I do think the check having less ammo is a lot more annoying than I assumed it would be. $177 points is pretty good. Oh, cha-cha. Very nice. Is there a notable 2-star you even want from this guy? Waka dance. It's like Waka Waka dance is the best thing I can get in now. Get it. Get it sooner. Dances. Oh yeah, Waka Waka. We got Waka Waka. I think that's pretty good. Let's upgrade this. That's probably fine. So, egg. Then just come down. Yeah, it's better for me. As well. We'll try it out. Probably they. Mute. Oh, they start guessing in the mud. Nice. Wyvern fire start. Oh, they're fucked up looking in this game. They're like magma colored. The lighting on this game. I guess this is the actual lighting. This is texture difference. So like, the color choices on this version are weird as fuck. That's. I think that should have been good. Did I miss that? This fucking shield, like, it's very good. Ah. I guess the problem with being in full shield mode is that you can't really bullet. Unless... I feel like this should be a way to do a fast auto bullet, and I do wonder if it is just, you gotta kind of... Okay, there it is. Yeah, good, to the yellow. I just realized I forgot to Yashin on a stamina weapon. Let's get a W. I could block with a lot less worry. Hey. What? What? I have Wyvern Fire up again. I could try beating for that. Where it seems like that hit. Like, I kind of assumed they auto popped out of what I think was meant to be them me mudding up. Because I got them angry, because I hit them with a big hit. Also, they're fast as fuck. I guess they're on Steam Tree mode. Yep. What is that bar? Really actually looked that up. I feel like I'm probably out damaging the healing he's getting from this. I don't know if that actually heals him or if it just restores stamina. Oh, that's the oxygen bar. It's just always on the screen for some reason. Got it. bonk. Yeah. I'm not doing good commentary over this. In base try, the Baroth is, I think, what's the Baroth the first fight I did with the Switch Axe? And I think that was Yoil. No, I think it was the, yeah, I think it was the Baroth, because I think you might unlock switching after the Baroth? No, I think you do it. I think this was the first guy I fought with the Switch Axe. Which is the main weapon okay, that was a one. That was the one. I assume they're having two things. Baroth was, I think, the first guy I fought with the Switch Axe. And this specific version of the Baroth mission is very affected by this game not having subquests, I feel. Because the subquests of this mission are cut Baroth's tail and get Baroth to destroy those anthills he was eating. And those kind of just shape how you actually engage with the mission a lot, I feel. So I do think the removal of submissions maybe didn't make this a worse fight, but did make it a less interesting first experience with this monster, I feel. Very fast spinning. Damn it, this game is very fast. I guess I could maybe change that. The spinner. Baroth is maybe one of the faker Monster Hunter animals that aren't like magic, not just straight up magic or devils or whatever. A guy that is made of rocks and covers himself in mud and shoots steam out of his head. What is the steam thing with Baroth? Baroth, what's under? I don't. Oh. Okay, so I don't think the steam is ever actually explained. It's explained why it comes out where it does, because that's where its nostrils are, so it can hang out in mud. Why is it... Why is it Steam? I don't know. Okay. Okay, so I can now make the... So I need a bunch of stuff. Can't really get right now. You make sap plants. Okay. I'm going to be right back. I go to the bathroom. Be right back. I am back. I also grabbed a snack and a drink. So, I'm going to defeat this quickly. Yeah. Yeah, so they do make new Switch axes. Longsword. I guess not actually new. I assume these are from the portable, but bull. Let me restock. I don't have tank bombs for capture. Nice. Oh yeah, I should maybe do... Stream has lasted an hour. Means I should probably do a YouTube. I don't know if... I should probably watch more streamers on some level to kind of try and get the idea, I guess. I do think, like... I do not know if retweeting the thing is actually helpful at all. I don't... I guess that's more of a Twitter algorithm thing. But, like... I know Twitter kind of disincentivizes posting links to other sites. Which is why I've started doing the image tweet Twitch in applies. But I think even that might kind of disincentivize it. Though, ask why I'm saying disincentivizes. I know that's not the greatest word, but I think it works fine enough. Yeah, that hurts it in the algorithm and whatever. It means it sometimes won't be shown on even like people that follow me. Wait, this is need to reload. to drink, I got a 0 sugar ginger ale, by the way. So, there's some lots of... I've been yelling to diet soda recently. Not even recently. This has been going on for like a year, maybe more at this point. I think it's very sad that Gobel is like one of the only monsters to have just never come back after that introduction game that isn't like an Elder Dragon. Because there's a good amount of Elder Dragons that were never brought back because they were like very big fights that would be harder to bring back, kind of. Like, I know a lot of the 4 Elder Dragons were never really brought back. Especially 4 Elder Dragons, was... They've just not... They switch engines, and I assume those are harder to remake on the level. But, like, Gobel being so water-based means they had to fucking make Nibblesnock to be a ground villain, which kind of sucks. But I do think, like, giant anglerfish just feels like a monster that makes sense for Monster Hunter. I was thinking about it because it makes stuff like VOD storage slightly less annoying. Also, like, from what I can tell, it seems like I was thinking of maybe swapping to YouTube for streams because it would mean I don't have to download Twitch VODs and upload them to my VOD channel, which is kind of annoying. I would also not have to I think YouTube might just have better discoverability features. I feel like I get recommended small YouTube channels quite often, and I don't know what discoverability features Twitch really has, other than like maybe people will look at whatever game you're playing. I don't know if that would really be annoying. I guess I don't know why that would be annoying, but I'm not. Maybe it's just this, isn't it? Yeah. Ah. Like, from what I can tell, most people get into Twitch, like, the only way people seem to ever get more popular on Twitch is, like, edited YouTube highlights. Which, like, yeah, that makes sense, but I don't know. I feel like it might be... I might just try, like, a week of YouTube streams or something. Because why not? I don't know how to set up multi-streaming. I don't know if that would be smart. Oh. I don't know. I have not been wyvern firing. I was like, why does this fight feel like it's going so long? I have not been killing him with my big blast. That seems like a pretty damage swim away, but maybe it's just too easily inflated. Oh, you've eaten. I always forget. I played Spore a good amount as a kid. I always kind of, despite the creature stage being like the thing I always remember, I always forget that it's not like. I feel like a lot of people talk about Spore very negatively now. And I think the specific way a lot of people talk about it is kind of what it does well. Spore is kind of a game that, like, is very good at looking like it's a bunch of very complicated games, but it's actually a bunch of very simple games. Like, the creature stage feels like it is, like, this full open-world simulation game. When it's just not. It's not actually that. like complex from what I understand. The two I mean, probably at the civilization stage instead of the teaching stage. The two, uh, the tribal and civilization stage both are like, they kind of carry themselves and feel like they are actual, like, they're 4K games. They're like these very large scale, intricate things you can take multiple approaches to, but they aren't really. They're pretty simple on when you actually really get into it. And like, I think that is an impressive thing to do. Is to like, like on some level, the space stage is the only one that really does have like the depth it presents itself with, and that's kind of its biggest downfall. Is that there's just too much shit to do. I've like, I've watched a couple of videos that like look backs on Spore, and I always found it interesting that they never seem to mention like all the DLCs. Like, I feel like I remember Galactic Adventures or whatever being a pretty big expansion, but I don't actually know what it adds because I've not seen anyone talk about it. I guess maybe it was just like when I was a kid, I really liked the Keecher stage, so something that kind of brought the Keecher stage style of gameplay forward was very standout in my mind, and it wasn't actually all that notable, but I don't know. I feel like I remember it being neat. This whole Synchron Spore Galactic Adventures video, I remember it being neat. I think it's very funny that, like, all the Spore spin-offs were kind of based off the Keecher stage, but I feel like, obviously I get why. You know, it's the most one-to-one you are connected to your guy you make thing. But it does also feel like the least emblematic of what Spore is kind of aesthetically. Like, I own both the Wii and DS Spore spinoff. I'm pretty sure both of those are based off specifically the Teacher Sage, even if the DS one obviously has pretty different gameplay. Did they ever... Have they ever made Darkspore playable? I feel like I think I might have owned Darkspore at a time, but I don't think I ever played it. I don't know if my sister even did. I think maybe we were just stupid kids and couldn't actually figure it out. They're saying 2026 is the year of Darkspore. Watch out. They're calling it the Darkspore sweep. Coming soon. Let's go. We should probably start actually using these. If I do this. If I do this. Yes. Yeah, this is pretty good. Of course. I thought Darkspore was like a MMO with a top-down perspective. I guess that would be closest to tribal stage gameplay-wise. It's not all. I feel like every screenshot of Darkspore I've seen has looked like it's Dota. Okay. Oh, quite look zombie. What does Spore look like? Let me look up. No. What does Darkspore look like? I guess okay, it is like... Yeah, it's Diablo. It looks like it's Diablo. This looks nice. I think this is the least different looking area in this game so far. But it's also the area where Brighting works just fine. But this is also the cave area, which I feel like might look really bad though. I feel like there was a while where there were a bunch of Diablo-likes. And I don't know if I don't know if I've seen a Diablo-like come out in the past, like, 20 years. I guess, like, there's some Bone Diablo-likes I know are, like, popular. Well, like... you'd kind of think it'd be more popular, I guess. I do remember Spiral Knights. I played Spiral Knights some with my sister when we were kids. I guess Spiral Knights is kind of a Diablo-like, yeah. In my brain, it's different, but I couldn't really say how, so I guess that means it's a Diablo-like. I still, like, have it on Steam, like, set up. Like, sometimes see, like, the Steam update news thing talk about it. I'm like, that's very funny. Eventually, the Spiral Knight servers will go down, and I'll be able to sell my TF2 Spiral Knights hat for, like, $50 USD. I assume that's probably why my sister played it, because I think at least at that time she was pretty big into TF2, so I assume that's why she downloaded it. But I remember it being, like, pretty fun. My only memories of ever actually playing TF2 are engineer camping in 2-4 as a kid. And I remember liking that. But I do think, from what I understand, actual good TF2 gameplay isn't really to my enjoyment style for FPS games. FPS games are a genre I don't really mega care about. But the only two I have a notable time in that aren't like, there might be like some weird shit I'm forgetting. I played a good amount of Halo earlier this year because Nemo really likes it, so I played a bunch with her and Air. And I played Star Wars Battlefront 2 a lot as a kid. And what I remember liking about Star Wars Battlefront 2 is that it's like, it has very long matches, like single games, which I enjoyed. Like, it's these large scale battles. It feels like they should be long. But again, that might be, you know, I mainly played it with my sister, so it was two kids playing against probably easy NPCs. I wouldn't be shocked if whatever exists of competitive Battlefront 2, like old Battlefront 2, is like, I wouldn't be shocked if that is, you know, much faster paced than it is in my brain. And then, I didn't mega like Halo, just because that partially might just be I was the worst of the 3 people that were playing it most of the time. But, before we just started doing modded shit and it was stupid, so it was fun. That was something where, because we never played, like, team deathmatch or anything, I liked it being more fast-paced. Oh, I I know of Tribes because there's this YouTube series I really like, Children of Doom, that's like year by year history of the FPS genre. Uh, if you watch my famous Every Year in Mecha series, you would know I shouted out my name, I'm pretty sure, in the first episode. The first episode of 2, because I am not good at making YouTube videos. But, yeah. I remember they brought up OG Tribes, I think. And it seemed interesting in the same way I find Battlefront interesting, where it's like this slower paced tactical team-based thing. But I know, I don't know if Tribes Ascend is also like that, because from what I understand, the more tactical shooter genre has kind of died out, other than like Rainbow Six, which I also think is a lot faster paced now. Lagambe. I should try this Halo plus Tiny Wings. I see. Let's do some mining. I did not get any ice crystals. That sucks. I kind of just assumed I would get ice crystals from mining in the ice place. No more mining. Jumping on the bed. If the Wagambi armor would be good. Tell it. I guess I can check with you. Expert eating, swimming. Attack, defense. Okay, bear auto races. It's been good. I don't think I've ever actually known someone that's like a big FPS person. I think it's probably just because most people I know are weebs, and there's not really many. I don't know. Is there a notable Japanese FPS game? I cannot think of one. I guess like I guess Gundam Evolution was their one shot and they flopped it. There's some oh the smaller barrel pump would be here. That means it's you know, it would be here. No, I think they just give you all of them. I have some like weird PS1 JPFPSs downloaded that I would like be seem interested in. Kylek and Endemic, I think, are their names. Is Metroid Prime Hunters not developed by Getro Studios? Like, I kind of assume even the Metroid Prime spin-offs are by them. I guess, I think Capcom has done some. Like, was Exoprimal an FPS? I don't know if Exoprimal was an FPS. I think it was. There's probably some, like, B60 era ones that just never blew up. Like, was Conduit Japanese? Every time I, like, kind of think of one, I realize it's a third-person FPS. A third-person FPS, a third-person shooter. I killed that baby. I guess there was, like, the weird Half-Life and Counter-Strike arcade games and shit. Look. It does kind of seem like a genre that, like... I don't know if Japan has, like, stricter regulations about depicting guns in media. But I do guess, like, there would be none of the real appeal of, like, you know, most Americans have probably used a gun at least once in their life. I don't know if that's true. I kind of assume that's true, but I live in a rural area, so that's probably selection bias. Because, like, here, you know, hunting's a pretty popular, like, activity and whatever, but, like, it's probably not true in, like, cities and stuff. So I guess people in cities probably haven't ever used a gun. Like, if they were born and raised there. I guess that's true. I mean, like, that's true on some level, but, like, most of the popular FPS games are ones I feel like are famously mainly on console. Like, stuff like Halo and Call of Duty are, I feel like, primarily at least thought of as console games rather than PC games. Like, I feel the only mega popular FPS franchise that did not spawn from console is, like, Valve stuff. And I guess, like, Doom. Doom is still pretty popular. Yeah, I guess I mean Quake isn't popular anymore. Like Quake was important when it came out, but like I guess there's probably still people playing Quake, but there's not really like Quake is not a still existing franchise, you know? Same with like on the Elite tournament and shit. Like a lot of FPS innovation came from PC games, but I feel like a lot of FPS franchises came from console. West down, please. We're back. I mean, that's not really chew. Like, stuff like Doom was already ported into consoles before GoldenEye. But I guess GoldenEye is... Is GoldenEye even... I don't remember when... There's that, like, fucking Alien game that's very notable for having more modern FPS controls on the PS1. I don't remember if that was before or after Doom. Not Doom. Before or after GoldenEye. Because I know it's usually talked about emulation to GoldenEye, but I don't know if it's actually like... Is this these things are notable because they came out in the same year, or these things are notable because they came out in the same console generation, you know? I think it was Alien Trilogy for the PS1 or something. Because I know it was a PS1 game because DualShock. Fuck. Fuck that guy up. Oh. Yeah, on some level, besides being popular, I feel like GoldenEye is also arguably, like, just a weird experiment, you know, in the same way, like... Like, is there anything actually all that meaningfully different between GoldenEye and, like... Also, that was awesome. Thank you, Small Baggies, for Headbreak. And, like, the SNES Jurassic Park game that has FPS sections and whatever. Cha-Cha, you should hit me. I guess that's true, yeah. We... I'm shocked this is taking longer than the fucking Lagambi. Whoa. Oh, that fucking killed him. Cute. Go on. I assumed so. I think I'm probably gonna end the stream off after this. Nice 2 hours. I got to the point where I said I would on the advertisement image. I'm pretty sure this is basically where Lagiku showed up. I might have to do like one or two other things, but I think this is... Assuming they just lock it to fighting the big monsters, this is where Lagiku shows up. Yeah, this is Lagiku's. Yeah. Okay, yeah. This longest stream of these little ones. Went pretty well. Made some good game progress. That's the end of the stream. Ba-doop. Do-be. Go-ba-da-doop-ba-ba-boop-be-doo. I don't know how to end these streams well. I think my little GIF is very cute. I really like this GIF. I made this GIF. I like they grab it from somewhere. Well, I didn't like draw it. It's from Getter-Up, but I took the GIF. I think it's pretty cool. That's the end of the stream. Boopy doo.